I like to keep it simple. I call myself more of a holistic doctor, and I treat the body as like a car. So if you think about your car, it's got physical parts. So that's the muscles, joints, ligaments, tissue, skin, fascia, bone. So I can treat every joint in the body. So I have a background of all of that stuff. So it's like physical therapy, chiropractic, acupuncture, all that stuff, all mixed into one. But also I treat the body chemically. So that's going to be nutrition. So we have fats, carbs, proteins, and vitamins and minerals. And then the last part would be the computer system, which is the brain. So it's very complex. That's the neurology side. So left and right hemispheres, all the cranial nerves. Yeah, it's very detailed. So when people come in here, they may have an issue with their leg, but it's really coming from their brain. Or they might need to detox their gut because it's causing some nerve to not fire properly, so their legs don't work. So it's a lot more than just what people think exists in the world. It's very holistic and it's very thorough.
What was your schooling like? And did you always want to get into this like line of work, or
My
did it
schooling,
change?
okay, well, no. so in a nutshell, so I actually have in this book right here, uh, you can see my
Wake Up
face.
Miracles. It looks like a 23andMe. It looks like an
Yeah,
ancestry.com.
I know. There's my little face there.
Ooh.
So I wrote a little chapter in here. I called it "Life is a Miracle." Okay, and it's just basically this is a story full of miracles, but they're more medical miracles. So um, yeah. So what happened with my story was I was just like any kid. I was getting into sports, but I really fell in love with extreme sports. So like snowboarding,
Oh, wow.
skateboarding, wakeboarding,
Parkour.
parkour. Yeah, I did parkour as a kid. That was just like before it was parkour. I was just like jumping on trees
Just
and
running around.
yeah. So, but I got into snowboarding and I got like really into it. So I was going as much as I could. I got severely injured
Are you
though.
goofy or regular?
I am regular.
Me too.
I'm goofy. I'm both actually. I'm goofy and regular.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You're
so
bisexual.
yeah. So I got injured really bad, and then I went to all the normal medical route. Went to the MD, and he said, "Oh, here's some drugs," and I didn't get better. I went to the PT because I do these exercises. I didn't get better, so I was kind of like depressed. I actually gave up. I was like, "Dude, I guess I'm just gonna have to deal with like my busted shoulder and my wrist. I couldn't even pick up a pencil." So
Oh,
I had,
damn.
I had neuropathy basically, and extreme nerve damage. And long story short, I ended up meeting a holistic chiropractor, sports chiropractor, who it was my first session meeting or first time meeting someone like that. And he said, you know what, we just need to fix the nerves and you'll be fine. So I just gave it a try. I went in, first visit, it's like the typical chiropractic story. He like cracked everything, like my neck and my wrist, and I was like, oh my gosh. And I
Your
saw
Did he crack your neck, your back, your pussy in your crack? All right, all right. Never mind.
All right. I don't know that
Oh,
song.
I just thought we were on the same page.
Oh, yes. Sorry. But
I'll have to send it to you.
um yes, all but then he basically fixed me up and then I was kind of blown away. And so the next yeah, that's it. Two visits he fixed me up. So then I blew my mind. So I was like, you know what?
Wow.
I need to figure this out. Like so I just basically like decided I'm gonna always have a chiropractor. I got back more into snowboarding and then eventually I was like, I need to do this for a living. So that's kind of the short story.
Wow.
But in the path, I realized that there's a lot more than just the physical part. There's also nutrition and there's also the brain, and that's when I was working more on complex cases. Like I wrote it all in here, so it's all in this book. But yeah, so that's how I
Your book
started.
Miracles that I haven't read yet.
Yes. But anyways, my life experience led me to what I'm doing today, And then every day I see miracles in the office, and so it's pretty awesome. And I get to treat. I just treated a ballet dancer just like 30 minutes ago, and she could barely lift her leg up, her foot. She had a lot of pain and cramping, and then after we were done, and she has a lot of specialists that she sees and people that are part of their team. But I'm kind of the last resort person, so they usually send the person to
You
me.
see a lot of desperate people.
Yeah, a lot of desperate people. Yeah.
Because they've tried the traditional routes and they
Yes.
haven't worked for them. And then I see in the chat people calling you woo woo, kind of bullshit, which I'm sure you hear and see all the time. So people come to you as a last resort and you cure them. But like, what do you say to people that say, "Oh, this is BS. What you do is sort of like
Well, because
fruity."
the thing is, it doesn't matter what my title is, and who do you consider an authority for health, So I give the analogy of the car, right? You take your car to the shop, you don't really care. You just take it to the shop and then you leave and you're happy. Your car drives away and you're like, yay. But if people are considered something woo woo, then they better come and see for themselves, because then they're just like a spectator, You got to be a participator, not a spectator. You got to see
Mhm.
what's really happening. So again, I I've never, I don't criticize anything unless I've tried it firsthand. So if you never come in, then you can't say anything. That's it.
Yeah. I think people feel that comes from a place where people feel defensive, like they are afraid to go outside their comfort zone and like put their faith and trust in somebody who they wouldn't typically do that. But right, like think about how many doctors we've all seen who are like super overweight and you go, "Ugh, like what business do you have giving medical advice? Like you're a fat sloppy mess."
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I speak for myself in terms of my health. I represent health. Like you were saying, I'm probably I'm a healthy person. So, so I can actually prove it though, because I got my cells tested in a lab, and they looked at my cells and how healthy your cells are, and also did a heart variability test, which actually tests the state of your heart. And I scored pretty much according to there's a biological age test. I tested at 8 years old for 40. I'm 42 now, but I tested this at 40.
Well,
And
you're Asian, James. You're gonna look 8 years old. That's come on. That's
no, it hasn't been, yeah. This
that's
is,
your people. You look very young for a long time. But your cells are like 8 years
yeah,
old. That's pretty cool.
myself, yeah, and so I was pretty surprised because I didn't go in like knowing that I was gonna do this test, like for like that purpose. I just basically I have colleagues and friends and researchers that work that like. We're basically health nerds, and she does a lot of research on products. For example, I have this I have things on here that are considered woo woo in a sense, but this is a grounding bracelet, so it grounds you.
Ooh.
So
What's in it,
because
like
of that,
copper or another crystal?
no, it has like four elements that are found in the earth, basically, that
Ooh.
help you with infrared energy, ionization, magnetic energy, and the other one's germanium. So I'm not really sure. I have to look up germanium again, but it
Do you
is a
wear it to
stuff.
sleep?
I wear it all the time because how can you survive in the microwave world that we live in? We live in a microwave. We got like 7G and 8G and 10G.